Chapter 8. Web Design. Web design is the most critical aspect of our digital presence. We design it once and ensure its development over time. In this process, I will use Wix Studio as the infrastructure because it eliminates complexity for beginners while also providing flexibility on a professional scale. My most important goal in design is for the visitor to clearly understand what the site is about the moment they enter. Complicated and cluttered sites do not convert or convert very little. For this reason, I need to establish a structure that is original, consistent, and user-centered. From this point on, we will proceed in phases. Phase 1 will include our architectural plan. In other words, our strategy. We need to draw up the plan before starting web design. This is where the difference between good and bad design becomes apparent. On a poorly designed website, menus are confusing, colors are tiring to the eyes, contact information is hidden, and after entering the site, the visitor doesn't know what to do. On a well-designed website, however, everything is clear, simple, and guiding. At the opening, there is a clear message like, grow your business with Wix service. The user is directed toward a single action. Trust-building reviews are displayed, and the contact button is visible on every page. While structuring our website, we will base it on the funnel approach. First, the visitor will be greeted in the introduction section with an attention-grabbing headline or visual, and the purpose of the site will be made clear here. Then, brief information about the product or service, its advantages, and how it differs from competitors will be presented. Next, if there is any social proof, user reviews and trust signals will be displayed. In the final stage, we will encourage the visitor to take action with a contact form or a direct call to action. The funnel structure I will implement for my website will consist of 3 sections. The first is the introduction section. When a visitor comes to the site, the first area they encounter is the introduction section. Here we can clearly explain the purpose of the site with an attention-grabbing headline, a visual, or a short video. This part encourages the visitor to explore further. Our second section will be the persuasion section. I will place all the detailed information about the product or service, its advantages, differentiating points, and trust-building explanations in this section. Then I will reinforce the visitor's trust with social proof, user reviews, and testimonials. At this stage, we need to create the perception in the visitor's mind that they can get service from here. As the final step, we will move on to the conversion section. At this point, our visitor will be ready to take action. In this section, we will clearly guide the visitor with a contact form or a button, and by the end of the process, our website visitor will have turned into a customer. After writing our funnel strategy, we will start designing. But before we start, there are some rules we need to follow. These are not open to negotiation. First, I will save my images by converting them to WebP format. I will fill the file names with my keywords using underscores for consistency. This method is important both for SEO and for site speed. This way, Google bots will be able to easily read the images. The first thing I need to pay attention to in design is the margins. Spaces that disrupt the balance between visuals and content weaken the user experience. Also, the schema order of heading tags must always be correct. In other words, it should go as H1, H2, H3. Our content will be structured according to SEO principles, and here we will especially use the pillar page approach. The text lengths of our site content should also meet the minimum requirements. Our headings can be up to 70 characters, and our paragraphs can range between 300 and 350 characters. This arrangement will increase our site's SEO compatibility and provide users with more easily readable content. Our website will be compatible with all devices. Our design will remain intact on mobile, tablet, and desktop. After designing our website, we need to implement what we call intelligent system integrations. In other words, we will integrate measurement tools. Let's briefly talk about these: Search Console, Google Analytics, and Tag Manager. Thanks to this trio of tools, I will be able to monitor the site, spot errors, measure conversions, and perform optimizations. Briefly, I want to talk about why these tools are used. We can think of Search Console as our eyes, telling us how Google sees our site and whether there is any damage. We will measure our visibility in the search engine from here. We will analyze our organic traffic from here. We will detect faulty pages from here. This is where we will get all the data needed for SEO optimization. Now let's talk about the other tool, Google Analytics. It will be our radar, showing us the visitor traffic on the site, who is where, and how long they stay. With this tool, we will be able to analyze traffic sources, visitor behaviors, the source of conversions, our sales, and our audience. Google Tag Manager, on the other hand, will be the tool that allows us to manage all these tools we've set up from a single place. With this tool, we will add the codes we need to implement on our site without writing any code, and we will also set up our conversions in the same way within this tool. Phase 2 is now the design process. I have created a web design progress chart. We will start the design according to this web design progress chart. In design, we should first determine our margins. This ensures that our site looks as organized as a book. For this, after clicking on the section, we will use the padding feature from the panel that opens on the right. After setting the padding, we need to create the sections. For this, we click the plus icon on the left panel, select a design from the sections, design kits or site templates that suits our target audience, drag and drop it, and then edit it. After adding our ready-made templates, it's a good idea to check the padding settings again, because they can get messed up. We have completed our target audience and market analysis. We have designed a homepage panel suitable for this. The panel will consist of 3 sections. The first section will be an area with a mix of visuals and text that will immediately catch the visitor's attention. You can also add a video here. The second section will showcase what we offer and our values and will include our social proof. The third section will be where the customer takes action. Here we will place a clear button or a contact form so that our customers can reach us. Now, when designing our site in Wix Studio, we can either start from a blank canvas or use ready-made templates. I usually prefer the blank canvas, because ready-made templates can have permanent backlinks, which can negatively affect our site's authority in the long run. Of course, later on we can detect and remove these backlinks using third-party applications. If you say this isn't a problem, you can quickly use a ready-made template by just changing its content. After creating the sections of our website according to the funnel, we will move on to the stage of writing our content using artificial intelligence. After finishing the design, we will check and optimize the heading tag schema, meta titles and descriptions, and image alt tags. Then we will connect our domain and complete the web design process. Since we follow many SEO rules from the very beginning while building our site will be SEO friendly. Later in the SEO practices section, we will build on this foundation to further improve our performance. I immediately went to Google. I typed in Wix Studio. I'm logging in with my Google account. If you're not an agency, you can skip these parts, because they won't be useful for you. Now I'm going to the Sites section.